Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about the K-means clustering algorithm. So before jumping directly to K-means clustering algorithm, let's just discuss what is clustering. Okay, so clustering is unsupervised machine learning algorithm. By unsupervised data, that means that it only has the input data. We don't have the target variables in the unsupervised model. Okay, so we don't have the output data, we just have the input data on which we are going to create the clusters. Okay, let me just give you a simple example to understand. If you tell a very small kid to go to the fruit market and give him a different bucket, okay, three different bucket or any number of bucket you give, and tell him that you have to create a cluster of similar fruits. Okay, the kid doesn't know what a fruit it is, but just based on the similarities of the fruits, he is going to create a cluster and fill the bucket. Similarly, K-means algorithm or any clustering algorithm works. So based on the similarity of data, it is going to create a different clusters. Okay. So what is the use of clustering algorithm? After creating clustering, okay, after creating any clusters, any amount of cluster, it will, if any new data comes, okay, if any new data comes, it will find out that in which cluster it should fall in. So that is the ultimate goal of the K-means algorithm. Okay, it will predict that the new data will fall under which cluster. Okay, so let's just start with K-means algorithm. Here, uh, so the very first step in K-means algorithm is to initialize the K value. Okay, so K value is nothing but the number of cluster. So suppose we have this data, okay, which I have randomly plotted, and I have given the K value as 3. Just an example, I have given the value for K is 3. I will change the color. Okay. So first step of K-means algorithm is that it is going to randomly select any K value, K points in the data. It is going to select any randomly, it is going to randomly select any K points in the data. So this is our K, randomly selected K points. The second step is that from the K point, it is going to calculate the distance to each and every point between K and each and every point of the data. It is going to calculate the distances. Similarly, this is going to calculate similarly point third K value is going to calculate likewise. Then the third step is that it is going to find the center value of the K point. Suppose this is one K, second K, and third K. Now it is going to calculate the center point of the K point and the minimum distance data. For our example, this is the minimum distance data. It is going to calculate the center point of this. Now, and will assign this data to that K1 point. Okay, now this data is in K1. It has been assigned to K1. Now the centroid has been calculated. Now our new K point is here. Again, from that new K point, it is again going to do the same thing. It is going to again calculate the distances to every data point, and from the minimum data point, the minimum distance, it is again going to calculate the centroid. Now this is our new centroid, and this value has been assigned to the K1 centroid, K1 value. Okay, so this is how ultimately it is going to calculate or create a cluster of the minimum distance point and a new centroid value based on the distances. Similarly for cluster 2 and cluster 3. Okay, so these are our 3 cluster that has been formed with the help of K-means clustering algorithm. Now the question comes that how to select the value of K, the exact value of K or the correct value of K, how to select. For that reason, we have new we have a new algorithm which is called as the elbow method. Okay, so let's just see what is elbow method. Okay, so again, this is the same thing that I have explained. First, it will randomly initialize 3k values randomly. It is going to calculate the distance of throughout the data and will going to create a clusters like this. Now, let's just see what is elbow method. So we have discussed that elbow method is the method from which we can find the actual value of k or correct value of k. So here, before calculating elbow method, we need to understand the concept of VCSS. So VCSS is nothing but within cluster sum square. So it is going to calculate suppose this is our example, and it is for calculating VWCSS, we have to calculate the distance between the centroid and the data point of that cluster. For C1 for C1 centroid, within that C1 cluster, it will calculate all the points, distances. Calculate the distances between all the points and the centroid. Plus, similarly for cluster 2, it is going to calculate the distances between the C1 centroid, C2 centroid, and all the data points in the cluster 2. Similarly for cluster 3, and going to add the distances of C1, cluster 2, C2, and cluster 3. So this is how the distances are calculated and getting added in VCSS. So for this example, the cluster number of cluster were 3, and we have calculated the distances for 3 VCSS for 3 clusters. Similarly, you can do for if suppose we have only one centroid, and we have to calculate the distances of all the from centroid 1 to all the distances within the cluster. Similarly, we can do it for cluster 2, cluster 3, cluster 4, and likewise, and we have to prepare a graph. So as you can see in this graph, we for centroid only one cluster, which is cluster 1, we had this much distances, 8,000. For centroid 2, we had this much distances, 3,000. For center 3, 2,000. So we have plotted a graph between the WCSS and the number of clusters. Okay, now how to find out that what should be the value of k? So wherever you can see a very sharp decline or very sharp change in the graph or the inertia, you can see here for the third, for 3 cluster, you can see there is a very much difference. Okay, there is the graph is very sudden and it is forming the elbow. This is called as the elbow. Okay, so at third cluster, it will form a elbow, which should be the correct value for the k in KNN algorithm. Okay, so let's just summarize about the k-means. That first we have seen the what is clustering, and then what are the steps in the clustering to form a cluster, k-means clustering, and how to find the best value for the k. Okay, so let me know in the comment section if you want a similar video for DBSCAN also. We'll create a video, and in the next video, I'll be explaining the practical example of this k-means. Okay, guys, this was for today's video. Stay tuned for the next video.